Hi, it's Matthew here from Simply Spanish Wine, and welcome to another of our tasting videos. Today we're going to be looking at a wine from Denominación de Origen Bierzo, Dio Bierzo, up in the northwest of Castilla y León. And this is a wine from the Casar de Burbia winery, and it's called Hombros. It's the 2018 vintage, and this is a 100% Mencía. These are estate-grown, estate-farmed vines, which is an important factor. Remember, what that basically means is that the winemaker also owns the vineyards where the grapes are grown, and he or she, he in this case, Isidro Fernandez, our friend Isidro, he oversees the farming of the grapes in the vineyard, their harvest, how they're brought into the winery, and then the whole winemaking process actually inside the winery. So it's if you like, it's a closed circle, which is a really good thing, because obviously in terms of quality control, you want to be in charge of as much of the process as possible. So this is as I say, a 100% Mencía red wine from a blend of plots, but they're quite high up. They're between about 600, 700 meters above sea level. So one of the things about Bierzo, I think we've discussed this in one of our other videos, we talk about Bierzo being a bit of a bowl, a bit of a cauldron with a flat valley floor and then mountains pretty much on all sides. And some of the most sought after higher plots are on the slopes of those mountains. We get a bit more altitude, and altitude's a good thing because with climate change and average temperatures going up, altitude gives us more lower temperatures and more freshness in the fruit, which helps to get more complex, more complex wines and more acidity in the wines, which is a good thing. This wine has had it's been manually harvested, as all the wines are at Casar de Burbia. All the fruit is harvested manually and brought into the vineyard, fermented, and then once it's been fermented, it sits on its lees for 2 or 3 months just to gain in complexity. Remember, the lees are the dead yeasts from the fermentation process, and they really help to broaden out the wine and give it a bigger mouthfeel. And then it's racked off, it's siphoned off from the fermentation tanks into French oak barrels, where it's aged. There's no fixed time for how long it's aged in the barrel. It really depends on each year's vintage and what the winemaker, Isidro Fernandez, decides is the optimum length of the aging process. But the idea is to ensure that the barrels, and they are quite big barrels, they're at least 500 litre French oak barrels. The balance between the fruit from the grapes and the aromas from the barrel, those kind of vanilla and spice aromas that you'll find in the barrel, really blend together in the most perfect, most optimum way in the wine. So this is a lovely dark color, dark crimson color. And that's a lovely aromas of wild blackberries, blueberries, kind of interwoven with more subtle aromas, perhaps of summer flowers. Give it a good swig. Be generous. Be kind to ourselves. Have a big swig. Now, when we're getting those red fruits are still very, very, very much present on the palate. A little bit of tannin in there from the fruit and from the barrel aging, which is good. That's going to help the wine to age, although it's perfectly ready to drink now, the 2018, but it would age well as well. And that's a lovely, refreshing wine. I'm thinking of this, things like quite white meats rather than red meats. Rice, I think it's sort of pork and rice dish, for example, or chicken with rice, that would go really, really well. Charcuterie, it would work well with. Light cheeses, I think this would work well with as well. Perhaps not blue cheeses, but certainly kind of goat cheese would work quite well with. Lighter sorts of cheese. But again, it's a wonderfully fresh example of the Mencía grape from Denominación de Origen Bierzo. Available now on our website, Simply Spanish Wine. Give it a try. Tell us what you think. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Bye-bye for now.